Is your landscaping headquarters. Mulch & More offers mulch, the best topsoil in the area. All types of gravel, sand, pea gravel, either loose or in bags, creek rock, river rock, field stone, mountain mist stone, railroad cross ties, straw bales, fence posts, farm gates, and much more. Mulch & More offers backhoe and dump truck service. And Mulch & More can also demolish a house or building on your property, and they'll haul it off for you. Give Gary a call today at 865-740-5229 for Mulch & More in Midtown.
You're watching the Channel 12 Evening News on BBB Communications Cable Channel 12.
Channel 12's local newscast on this 9th of July. I'm Dudley Evans. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. A little stormy out there, but most of the part the weekend wasn't bad. It was a pretty Sunday yesterday. Actually, it's my birthday, but had a good day yesterday on that. Well, thank you, Brad. Happy birthday. Yeah, it's belated, I guess, there, but I didn't tell them about it because I don't tell them how old I am. John, and thanks for joining us. We're going to look at the weather on this Monday outside studios. No rain today, thank goodness, as we're seeing mostly cloudy conditions with some sunshine out there. 85 degrees was a high today, so not bad. Humidity 59%, the winds are calm, barometric pressure 30.23 and steady. Dew point at 69. Our visibility great for today, and it does feel like about 90 degrees if you factor in the heat indice out there for this evening. So tonight mostly clear and around 69 degrees. Tomorrow 4% chance of more rain showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 2 o'clock. Mostly sunny otherwise, and near about 89 for your high tomorrow. More on the 5-day forecast for you here in just a few minutes on TV 12. Thanks for joining us. In our report for today, 3 members of a Georgia family passed away and a 4th was injured in what was described as a 2-vehicle accident Sunday afternoon on I-75 South in Campbell County. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says that the crash happened shortly before 6 o'clock yesterday near mile marker 141 when a tractor trailer driven by 47-year-old Crystal Nagel of Florence, Kentucky was heading south on 75, slowing for traffic. Now, when the truck stopped, a 2014 Dodge Caravan minivan did not stop and plowed into the back of the big rig in a stretch of interstate where construction is ongoing on the mountain heading to the top of the mountain above Caryville. 3 of the 4 people in the minivan were killed, identified as the driver, 42-year-old Rebecca Bachman of Hochton, Georgia, 13-year-old Daniel Bachman, and 15-year-old Lauren Bachman. And 10-year-old Jake Bachman was injured in that crash and had to be extricated from the wreckage. He was flown to UT Medical Center by Lifestar, but no information has been made available about his condition. Nagel was not injured, the driver of the truck, in that crash, and everyone involved was wearing seat belts. No citations or charges were issued. Traffic was backed up, as you may recall, for miles into Scott County following the wreck, the scene of which was cleared at around 10:30 p.m. last night. A man convicted of hitting and killing a man in a parking lot following the 2015 Independence Day fireworks show here in Oak Ridge will get a new trial after 8 of his 9 convictions were overturned by an appeals court. 68-year-old Lee Cromwell was found guilty of reckless vehicular homicide and 8 counts of reckless aggravated assault in February 2017. Oak Ridge Police Department said Cromwell hit and killed James Robinson of Knoxville with his pickup as he backed it through the parking lot of the Midtown Community Center. Robinson died trying to save his daughter from being struck. 9 people were injured. Cromwell's attorneys argued in an appeal that there were several reasons to overturn his convictions, including a lack of evidence and improper jury instruction. The only argument the appeals court agreed with was that the jury was not given the proper definition of reckless aggravated assault under Tennessee law. The court overturned those 8 counts and ordered a new trial for Cromwell, or just those 8 counts, on just 8 counts. Now, Cromwell seen here his conviction and sentence of reckless vehicular homicide will stand. Now, the District Attorney General's office said Friday that they are evaluating whether to continue prosecuting Cromwell on the assault charges, and say in that press release that officials will speak with the victims as they make that determination. Now, the Oak We should say the district attorney office will also take into account Cromwell's age as well as the sentence he has already received as they make that decision. His vehicular homicide conviction was upheld, and he is serving a 5-year prison sentence on that charge. Last week, he was also sentenced to an additional 25 years behind bars on his conviction in Nashville on charges of filing millions of dollars worth of fraudulent liens against court officials and law enforcement officers. That sentence will begin at the conclusion of the 5-year sentence on the homicide conviction. So adding more sentences, of course, probably would see him to see outside those walls. 7 people we know now have applied for the vacant Oak Ridge City Council seat. Council is expected to fill the seat this evening at 7 p.m. The 7 who applied by the Thursday deadline were Susan Frederick, Derek Hammond, Linda Marco, Dolores Moyer, Zach Panner, Timothy Stallings, and Darius Upton. That vacancy was created when Councilmember Hans Vogel resigned in the end of June to move for a job in Idaho National Laboratory. Now, the person appointed this evening will serve through the November municipal election. The person elected in a special election in that November 6th election will then serve out the final 2 years of Vogel's 4-year term. Also on the agenda for tonight's meeting is a public hearing and first reading of an ordinance to amend the current sign ordinance regulations by the city of Oak Ridge to look at how signs for education and in residential districts should be as far as their new method for calculating the size of sponsored scoreboards to address functionality and readability. A resolution approving a professional service agreement with Dr. Matt Jinks to provide veterinary services at the Oak Ridge Animal Shelter for this next fiscal year in the amount of $78,000 will be looked at. And a resolution approving a contract between the City of Oak Ridge and the Oak Ridge Convention and Visitors Bureau for the provisions of services and materials to promote tourism in Oak Ridge will be looked at. That amount not to exceed $365,000. A resolution to approve a professional service agreement with Studio for Design to perform as needed architectural services for various upcoming projects in that amount not to exceed $100,000 is on their agenda. And a resolution to the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission in support of that draft environmental impact statement for an early site permit for the Tennessee Valley Authority's Clinch River nuclear site. We'll have a cameraman there. Of course, you can watch that here on Channel 12's Anderson County Comcast Channel 12 at 7 p.m. right here on TV 12. Quick note, Dr. William Bass, world-renowned anthropologist and the man who set up and maintained the first body farm, will be speaking tonight at Elizabeth Clare's venue in historic downtown Clinton. That's on Main Street. Now, special time with Dr. Bass begins at 6 tonight. And then at 7, Dr. Bass will be speaking on famous forensic cases and will be available to sign books. For information, call 661-8134. Tickets can be purchased still at the door this evening. More is going on TV 12's Monday edition. Stay with us.
Our leading cause of death for young children. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water and properly fence all pools. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
With so many places available to shop for a new car, people are often left wondering how to choose. Why not come to the place that's been providing excellent customer satisfaction for over 45 years, Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman. We're the only dealership in Tennessee to have won the Subaru Love Promise Award for 7 years in a row. Read our online reviews and you'll see that Earl Duff Subaru is the right choice for all your automotive needs.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
I wish I would have been alerted about this rising water before now.
With HyperReach, this situation could have been avoided.
Did you know Roane County is threatened by many different hazards, including flooding, tornadoes, straight-line winds, as well as chemical or radiological incidents? HyperReach will send out emergency notifications directly to you regarding the imminent threat of natural and man-made disasters, as well as other public safety hazards.
Sign up at roancountytn.gov/OES or call 717-4116. Registration is quick, easy, and free. Take a few minutes of time now to avoid tragedy later.
The United States Air Force has a proud history of leading our nation in embracing diversity. We've been reaching new heights for years by understanding it's our individual experiences which make us strong. You can share in this success by seeking opportunities to learn and grow as a member of a diverse team. We are the world's greatest Air Force, not because of what we do, but who we are. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
At Satterville Music, we have Martin guitars for everyone.
I love my Elvis Presley Martin guitar. Thank you very much.
I can ride my horse and play my cowboy Martin.
Me play Big Chief Martin.
I confiscate Martins up to $50,000.
Shazam! I only gave $499 for my Martin.
That's Satterville Music, 2836 Clinton Highway. Call 865-945-3595.
Well, back when early voting is just around the corner, so with that, the Norris Women's Club will host Meet the Candidates for the 3rd District County Commission race at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, July 10th, at the Norris Community Center. Incumbent Phil Warfield and challengers Joshua Anderson, John Meyer, and Denver Waddell may be available to meet one-on-one with the voters. Well, the doors open tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Refreshments will be provided by the Women's Club of Norris, and the program will begin at 7. Moderated by Women's Club member Catherine Smith, the event will allow candidates to introduce themselves and then answer the same questions in a time-structured format. Candidates will not be given the questions in advance. A meet and greet will follow the closing remarks for each candidate. The Norris Community Center is located at 20 Chestnut Drive in Norris, and here, and the event is free and, of course, open to the public. And to promote informed and active participation in government, the League of Women's Voters of Oak Ridge will hold door-to forms for local candidates and Oak Ridge ballots in August 2nd election for Anderson and Roane County general elections. Now, both forums are free and open to the public and will be held in the amphitheater at Oak Ridge High School. The Anderson County Forum will be held tomorrow as well, July the 10th, beginning at 7. Candidates for county offices, County Commission Districts 6, 7, and 8, and County School Board District 6 and 7 have been invited. Candidates with opposition are invited to speak and answer questions from the audience. And candidates with no opposition will be introduced. Now, the Roane County Candidate Forum will be held on Thursday this week, July the 12th, for those candidates at 7 o'clock. Candidates for County Executive, Trustee, County Clerk, Register of Deeds, and County Commission District 4 have been invited to speak and answer questions from the audience. Candidates for offices with no opposition also will be introduced. The unopposed candidate in the City of Oak Ridge municipal election is for an unexpired term on Oak Ridge School Board, which will be introduced at both forums. Early voting begins this Friday, and ends Saturday, July the 28th. Our guest today says Julia Bessinger has been named Director of the American Museum of Science and Energy in Oak Ridge, effective July 16. As Director, Bessinger will be responsible for supervising staff and managing the daily operations at AMSC, the American Museum of Science and Energy, from 2009 to 2015. Bessinger managed the Aerospace Museum of California and concurrently served as Museum Director for the City of El Paso Museum of History and Museum of Archaeology. She most recently served from January 2017 through July 2018 as the Executive Director of the Calente, California Cultural Museum in Palm Springs, California, where she was the driving force behind the development and construction of the Touch City 3D digital wall, as it's called, the first of its kind in the U.S. and the biggest in the world. Now, the museum, as you know, is moving soon from its current location seen here on South Tulane Avenue to a new home in renovated space near J.C. Penney at Main Street, Oak Ridge, which is the 58-acre redevelopment of the former Oak Ridge Mall. That new facility is expected to open this fall, and the current location will close this coming end of the month on July the 29th, so keep that in mind. From Nashville, Senator Ken Reagan recently participated in a ceremony with Governor Bill Haslam at Blunt Memorial Hospital in Maryville, marking the signing of a new law to fight Tennessee's opioid epidemic. Yeager's legislation addresses the law enforcement and treatment components of a three-pronged plan to curb abuse, while a separate measure deals with the prevention component. Now, both laws, which are part of Governor Haslam's TN Together initiative, became effective on July the 1st. Yeager says each day in Tennessee at least 3 people die from the opioid-related overdose. He says Yeager, who has worked diligently to address drug abuse during his legislative tenure with the governor, including passage of laws cracking down on pure morals, as they're called in the state. That means that just about every family in our state, Yeager says, has been affected in some way by drug abuse, whether it is a friend, co-worker, family member, or loved one. These initiatives, he says, aim to roll back Tennessee's opioid epidemic. They need to give law enforcement the tools they need, he says, to attack the problem while providing more resources for treatment. He believes this legislation will make great strides and, of course, in helping the individuals and families who suffer as a result of opioid abuse. The state budget, which also became effective on July 1st, provides about $30 million to fund treatment and law enforcement programs included in the act. This includes hiring more officers in the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and providing intensive substance use treatment programs for offenders while incarcerated. Going back to the Anderson County Health Department says it's about time to sign up again for their diabetes workshops, which is that disease overwhelmingly affects a lot of folks in the diabetic series and into that disease, also to their family, caregivers, and friends who are with them. Now, the Take Charge of Your Diabetes workshop is a 6-week workshop offered to assist those who want to more effectively manage their diabetes. Classes be held at the Anderson County Health Department, seen here on 6 consecutive Thursday evenings. It will begin a week from this Thursday, July the 19th, from 5 till 7. The Health Department is located at 710 North Main Street in Clinton, next to the Head Start Center. All those who have been diagnosed with diabetes or pre-diabetes, along with their families or friends, are welcome to attend. The classes are currently offered at no charge. However, you must pre-register to attend, and attendance in all 6 classes each Thursday is recommended due to the continuity of material. And so, again, you need to contact the Health Department there in Clinton for more information on that to get into that diabetes workshop. That number is 865-425-6768 for more information. That's the news back home. We'll look back on this day in history, July the 9th. Your weather forecast, sports, and your funeral announcements all straight ahead. Stay with us.
Lazy bones, loafing through the day.
All over America, we're no longer just sedentary, we're stationary. And that's bad news for your bones. Because bones need weight-bearing activity to grow strong and stay strong. So get up, get out, get moving. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Never heard a word I say.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
At Ciderville Music, we have Martin guitars for everyone.
I love my Elvis Presley Martin guitar. Thank you very much.
I can ride my horse and play my cowboy Martin.
Me play Big Chief Martin. I confiscate Martins up to $50,000.
Shazam! I only gave $499 for my Martin.
That's Ciderville Music, 2836 Clinton Highway. Call 865-945-3595.
If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of melanoma, the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotcancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
With so many places available to shop for a new car, people are often left wondering how to choose. Why not come to the place that's been providing excellent customer satisfaction for over 45 years, Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman. We're the only dealership in Tennessee to have won the Subaru Love Promise Award for 7 years in a row. Read our online reviews and you'll see that Earl Duff Subaru is the right choice for all your automotive needs.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
I apologize for the volume on our look back on history. Still working out some board challenges here for our new station location, so we'll get it all together. Just bear with us. Sorry about that. If you had your volume way up when that weather came on, it might have scared you for a moment. But it's all right. Let's go to the weather right now. Radar indicates again everything out there right now. Pretty skies. Yeah, look there. We're showing you a shot right outside the studios here at Channel 12, the Grove Center, shopping center right here in Oak Ridge, right across almost from the Grove Theater. And with that, clear skies prevail. Mostly cloudy today, 85 degrees. Radar, again, pretty well clear right now. Some mountain showers, but they'll fizzle out, looks like, as they head into the valley there. Just very spotty in nature, about a mile wide is about it. Mostly cloudy, 85 today. Humidity, 59%. Yeah, we like that. Winds are calm, barometric pressure steady at 30.23. That's a good factor. And dew point at 69. Did feel like 90 outside today. Mostly clear tonight, no problems, about 70 degrees. However, tomorrow, 40% chance of showers make their way into the forecast after 2 o'clock, otherwise mostly sunny and near 89. Tuesday night, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, partly cloudy otherwise in the area near 71 degrees. Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers. That's about it. But pretty warm again, near 90. And then Wednesday night, partly cloudy near 70. Same old pattern all the way through the end of the week there. As you can see, a chance of thunderstorms in the forecast, about 30% each day. And our temperatures pretty well stable in the evening to near 70 overnight, and then around the 90 to 91 degrees for your daytime high. So it's pretty well common this time of year. In sports, the Smokies dropped a 7-1 contest in the first game of the series against the Montgomery Biscuits at Smoky Stadium on Sunday. Now for Tennessee, the loss broke a 3-game winning streak. Tennessee and Montgomery will meet for the second game at the series tonight in Kodak at 7. Hey, Matt Swimmer is expected to start for the Smokies. Of course, Chris Bryant, we should say the Cubs' third baseman and former Smokies player, is expected to make a rehab appearance with Tennessee on Monday. Now, Bryant, you may know, is expected to be joined by Chicago pitchers Brian Duensing and Eddie Butler, who will also be making rehab appearances. So some of those pro players are in Kodak tonight. And news, LeBron James, big news here, is leaving home for Hollywood and an iconic team, the Los Angeles Lakers. The four-time NBA MVP announcing Sunday night that he has agreed to a 4-year, $154 million contract. Yeah, I said $154 million. With the Lakers joining one of the league's most storied franchise and switching conferences to try and dethrone the Golden State Warriors and grow his own legacy. For the second time in his career, James is saying goodbye to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who drafted the teenage sensation from Akron, Ohio back in 2003. And had to be satisfied with winning just one title in the 11 years they had him on the roster. In NASCAR news, Kyle Larson got the best of a stirring three-wide charge to the checkered flag to claim the second straight series win in Friday night's Daytona International Speedway. While he and Elliott Sadler raced side by side for the victory as they traveled down the front stretch, Justin Haley suddenly darted to the inside and nosed in front at the finish to claim what he thought was his first win. But in the process of moving around Larson and Sadler, Justin Haley's GMS Racing Chevrolet traveled below the yellow line that separated the racing surface from the track apron. NASCAR rules forbid any driver to dip below the line to improve their position, which Haley clearly did. As a result, Larson was declared the winner, with Sadler a close second, just 5 one-thousandths of a second behind. Haley's misfortune resulted in him being dropped to 18th place in the final running order as the last driver on the lead lap, with Larson, who recorded his third win of the season and 11th overall. Rookie Christopher Bell finished third, with Ryan Blaney and Kaz Gorilla completing the top 5 in that series truck race. That's sports. I don't think it was a truck race. Maybe it was. Few announcements. Everett Massengill, age 75, of Kingston's community south of the river, passed away Friday, July 6th at his home. As you may have heard on a lot of newscasts, he was struck by lightning there, unfortunately. Gifted with true charisma and an unyielding work ethic, he combined both working as a telephone repairman for some 37 years with Bell South and then serving as a member of the Roane County School Board for 28 consecutive years. Everett Massengill was a member of Roanoke United Methodist Church, survived by his wife, Nancy Strange Massengill of Kingston. Daughter is Terry and her husband, Roy Comer of Green Cove Springs, Florida. Son, Eric Christy Massengill of Kingston. The family to receive friends started today at 5 and will go till 9 tonight at the Midway Middle School. That's where he was so loved in that area. The body will lie in state from 1 until 2 tomorrow at Kikers in Kingston, followed by the funeral service at 2 with Pastor Don Long, Zane Comer, Grayson Comer, and Pastor Gary Massengill officiating. The burial will follow at the Kingston Memorial Gardens with military honors tomorrow by the Roane County Military Memorial Honor Guard. Leonard Keith Sharp, age 83 of Andersonville, Tennessee, passed away on Monday, earlier today at his home. He was a member of the Andersonville Baptist Church. Visitors will be Thursday, July 12th from 5 until 7 at Andersonville Baptist Church. Celebration of his life will follow at 7 in the Andersonville Church with Reverend Steve Lakin officiating. A private interment will be held at a later date. Hatmaker Funeral Home, Rocky Top, is in charge. Dorothy Lorraine Posey, 82 of Harriman. Dorothy Posey passed away Sunday, July the 8th. The family will receive friends on Thursday this week, 6 till 8 at Kikers in Harriman. Funeral will be held at the funeral home on Friday, July 13th at 10 with Nolan Moore officiating. Burial will immediately follow in the Emory Heights Cemetery. Alice Roberts McKinney, age 98 of Emory Heights Community, Harriman. Alice McKinney passed away on Saturday, July 7th at Harriman Care and Rehab. The family will have a meeting on Tuesday, July 10th, tomorrow, 2 o'clock at Emory Heights Cemetery for graveside. A Davis Funeral Home, Harriman, is honored to serve the McKinney family. Larry Joe Phillips, age 63 of Clinton, former Kerrville resident. Larry Phillips passed away peacefully on May 27th. Surrounded by family, the family now have a memorial service on Saturday, July 21st at Fellowship Baptist Church in the Beach Fork community of Kerrville at 2. The Reverend David Arms and the Reverend Kevin Ward officiating. Hatmaker Funeral Home is in charge. That's the newscast on this Monday, July the 9th. It is in the books. Dudley Evans, thanks for joining us. Send us your comments on our news set here, of course, to news@bbbtv12.com. Let us know you're watching out there and that you can hear us good. We're still working on all the bugs and everything's moving along here for our new studio here in the Grove Center in Oak Ridge. Thanks again for joining us. Hope you have a good evening. You deserve it. Back tomorrow with more news. Don't forget Anderson residents. If you cannot make the Oak Ridge Council meeting, it will be here tonight at 7 live on TV 12. All those behind the scenes, see you later.
I wish I would have been alerted about this rising water before now.
With HyperReach, this situation could have been avoided.
Did you know Roane County is threatened by many different hazards, including flooding, tornadoes, straight-line winds, as well as chemical or radiological incidents? HyperReach will send out emergency notifications directly to you regarding the imminent threat of natural and man-made disasters as well as other public safety hazards.
Sign up at roancountytn.gov/OES or call 717-4116. Registration is quick, easy, and free. Take a few minutes of time now to avoid tragedy later.
Really? Again? Hey, if I had automotive style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that too.
Well...
And if I had the expertise and advice of his Simplicity dealer, maybe he'd look forward to hanging out with me.
You don't have a Simplicity dealership.
Good point. Huh.
Yeah.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Roane Metals Group, treat you like family.
Roane Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
With so many places available to shop for a new car, people are often left wondering how to choose. Why not come to the place that's been providing excellent customer satisfaction for over 45 years, Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman? We're the only dealership in Tennessee to have won the Subaru Love Promise Award for 7 years in a row. Read our online reviews and you'll see that Earl Duff Subaru is the right choice for all your automotive needs.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
You're watching the Channel 12 Evening News on BBB Communications Cable Channel 12.
Channel 12's local newscast on this July 9th, the Monday edition. I'm Dudley Evans. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a good weekend. Everything's rolling along pretty good out there so far today. And again, we can look the skies over. Of course, a deadly accident that with lightning this past Friday in Roane County. Of course, tragically killed a former school board member. We'll have more on that in just a moment. First up, let's go outside the studios here, our new location, and see what we can see. Yes, indeed. As you can see, our cameras pointing straight to the heavens. Few passing clouds, that's about it. Nothing on radar right now giving us any chance of rain, at least in our neck of the woods here in Oak Ridge. But to the west, a little bit of showers in Morgan, Cumberland County, making their way just pretty well due south across the mountain ranges. That's about it. Maybe a little shower there coming out of Opera Springs into Harriman, but it doesn't look like it's got a whole lot of punch to it. With that today, we can move on to our stats and show you that we made it up to 85 degrees. We'll factor in the heat, and to see about 90 is what it felt like, with a dew point at 69 and humidity at 59%. The barometric pressure steady right now, 30.23. That's a good news. But again, tonight we'll see mostly clear, about 70 degrees. Pretty well the same old all week long. 40% chance of showers tomorrow, mainly after 2. Otherwise, mostly sunny and near 90 degrees, which is pretty well where we should be this time of year. We'll check your 5-day forecast, calling for not many changes in the same pattern we've seen. But again, the less chance of showers as we move through the rest of the week. In news for today, as we told you, tragedy struck in Roane County this past weekend. As former Roane County Board of Education member Everett Massengill, who sat on this board for some 28 years, was struck by lightning and killed at his south of the river home on Walnut Grove Road Friday afternoon. He had just finished mowing, according to Roane County Sheriff Jack Stockton, who responded to a text message to us. He, along with District Attorney General Russell Johnson, who also contacted us, both, they say, went to the home of Massengill on Walnut Grove Road south of Kingston after the news came in that it was indeed him who had been struck, as CPR was in progress from first responders. Massengill was struck around the same time a storm was moving through the area. We will have, of course, comments from his closest colleagues, possibly on tomorrow's news, and the announcement of his funeral arrangements, which is set actually as we are now on the news, as until 9 o'clock tonight. You can go by Kikers, or tomorrow Kikers in Kingston. That's at Body Line State. But tonight, the Midway Middle School is the location where they're receiving friends. More on that in just a moment. Our condolences to Mr. Massengill. We worked for him many years as a news reporter. He commented quite a few times for us about the school board issues and always was very courteous and respectful to us, and we appreciate him. Roane County Commission's regular meeting is this evening at 7. We'll be there, of course, at the courthouse in Kingston. Last time, Ron Woody and the county executive, and Ron Berry, the chairman, kind of had a few words about some purchase of land for a new ambulance service. But that may not be the case tonight, as in Kingston, hopefully things will be calm. But on the agenda tonight, they will include a new business, setting the tax rate for the next fiscal year, as well as passing the budget. However, this is where the real business begins, as county commissioners wanting to support the school's consolidation plan more than likely will offer a motion to include possibly a property tax rate increase to fund the plan, which can't be done without it, which has caused a lot of discussion both from those who oppose it and those who are in favor of the mega school plan combining Rockwood, Harriman, and Kingston high schools. As it stands right now, there is no increase in the tax rate for county residents to be voted on tonight, but if 8 votes are counted in the 15 tonight of commissioners to support the school plan, then that could change. Tonight's meeting is expected to be a lengthy one, as several are expected to approach the commission and voice their positions or opinions about this important issue that is one of the most serious items for the commission which they have dealt with in many years. Another item under old business will be to defer last month's meeting and call for a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute a 5-year contract with Fleener Security Systems for the installation and monitoring of a panic button and burglary system in the courthouse for the judges and the recorders. The meeting begins at 7 tonight at the courthouse in Kingston. We'll be there to record it and will be re-aired here on TV 12 at a later date. Rockwood Police and fire personnel saw 3 traffic accidents that they were sent to this past weekend alone. The first was a single car rollover last Friday near the First Tennessee Bank entrance, where a BMW left the road, rain-slickened highway, and struck a utility pole, then flipped onto its top. The driver of that, he was a lone occupant in the vehicle, not identified, was not seriously injured, thankfully. Another 2-car crash happened at the intersection of Taylor and Gateway Avenue at the overpass bridge. When the 2 cars collided there, one female was taken to the hospital. South Gateway, in front of the South Gateway apartment seen here on Saturday, it was shut down to 1 lane in each direction around 1 o'clock due to a 2-car rear-end collision that sent a part-time dispatcher with the Roan 911 to the hospital following her geo-tracker being struck in the rear by a Maynardville man in his Volkswagen Jetta. Rockwood Police said that Marilyn Hicks from Rockwood said her car stalled in the left lane as she was attempting to turn into the apartments when the other car slammed into her geo-tracker. Both cars were towed from the scene due to the damage seen here, which spilled a lot of fluids on the roadway. The Maynardville man was not injured, and police did say charges could be pending in that situation. At the Hammond City Council meeting last week, City Manager Kevin Helms was pleased to announce that the city there was in line to get about $2 million in grant revenue from the state and federal governments for traffic signals and street upgrades at those intersections as far as keeping traffic flowing smoothly. Hammond travelers will have an easier time through the city in the future if in fact this goes through, thanks to an approximately $2.4 million worth of grant funds the city will receive from the Tennessee Department of Transportation. The Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Grant, which is a federal program, does not require a match and will be used to ease traffic flow throughout the city. As you see there in Oak Ridge, they went through that process. If the vehicle can move along more efficiently and not having to sit in traffic and idle, then that will improve air quality, according to City Manager Kevin Helms, which is very pleased to get that traffic mitigation money. Ladies and gentlemen, on TV 12's Wrong Report on this Monday right after the break. Stay with us.
Smooth cutting, and now even smoother riding. That's the Simplicity Lawn and Garden Tractors. Now with suspension. That's right. Simplicity is introducing suspension for residential lawn and garden tractors. The Suspension Comfort System.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
With so many places available to shop for a new car, people are often left wondering how to choose. Why not come to the place that's been providing excellent customer satisfaction for over 45 years, Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman. We're the only dealership in Tennessee to have won the Subaru Love Promise Award for 7 years in a row. Read our online reviews and you'll see that Earl Duff Subaru is the right choice for all your automotive needs.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com. The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dudley Evans. We've had Charles Elmore as a guest here on TV 12 News from time to time to announce efforts to raise money for a dog park for the city of Kingston, and now good news is that a grant will help make that a reality. Fundraising for a dog park in Kingston got a big boost with the announcement last week of a $25,000 grant from the Boyd Foundation. The dog park, like you see here in Oak Ridge, hopefully will be similar to that. The Dog Park Dash grant solicited by Outdoor Kingston, spearheaded by Elmore and the Kingston Parks and Recreation Department, will put fundraising efforts over the top now. Elmore says they're excited about the $15,000 over the original goal, as he is chairman of the board for Outdoor Kingston. He says the park, to be known as Fort Paul's, will be near Bird Field, adjacent to the Kingston City Park. Elmore wants to thank everyone who supported the fundraising efforts, and of course, hopefully we'll be back with us here on TV 12 with additional information as soon as more is known as far as when that dog park can get up and running there in Kingston. Just before 6 o'clock in our arrest reports today, looks like a girl called in on her mother. Yes, at the sheriff's office. Deputy Elsie, along with deputies Brown and Ritter and Sergeant Grigsby, all went to 115 Ferguson Lane, Lot 15, in regards to a DCS case after a phone call to the sheriff's department this morning from a female juvenile who stated her mother and her two male friends at that home were involved in illegal drug activity and wanted officers to respond. Based on what officers had learned at this point in the investigation, they requested that they call a representative with Roane County Department of Children's Services, that person be dispatched to the sheriff's office for a consultation. So Miss Kristen Lafferty with that Department of Children's Services, DCS, responded to the sheriff's office. Upon her arrival, she was briefed on the situation and interviewed the juvenile female as to her allegations. Upon completion of DCS's interview, Sergeant Grigsby, along with deputies Bryant, Ritter, and LC, went to 115 Ferguson Lane, Lot 15, along with DCS Representative Lafferty, to attempt to contact with a Miss Jessica Hall, seen here. Contact was made with Miss Hall at the front door of her residence, and verbal consent was granted to enter the residence to speak with her. During DCS Representative Lafferty's interview with Jessica Hall, officers observed a large amount of drug paraphernalia in the back bedroom of the residence and a nightstand next to the bed. Verbal consent was requested and granted to search the rest of the residence for illegal substance. During search of the residence, David Aaron Lowe, seen here, was discovered hiding in a closet in the bedroom. And he was verified by name and date of birth that Mr. Lowe, seen here, had warrants for his arrest out of Roane County and was arrested on those outstanding warrants. During further search of the residence, Mr. Stephen Osborne, seen here, was discovered hiding in the shower. It was confirmed by his name and date of birth that Mr. Osborne also had a warrant for his arrest out of Roane County and was arrested on that outstanding warrants charge. Both were arrested and taken to the jail along with Jessica Louise Hall, age 41. During search of the residence, officers discovered 5 aluminum cans with residue that were modified for drug use. The cans were seized and entered into evidence at the Roane County Sheriff's Office. Also discovered during the search were at least 30 hypodermic needles. One man tried to hide under the bed, literally, as we tell you, this morning around 9 o'clock. Corporal Kyle Canup, along with Stan Hahulin, traveled to 160 McElhaney Road for the purpose of service of a notice of a hearing. One of the residents of the residence, Amber Laws, who was wanted out of Roane County on an active warrant for the offense of escape felony. She was seen there and taken into custody. So while on the scene, officers observed her through the bedroom window. That bed was against the window first, and then heard what sounded like a piece of furniture moving around in that bedroom, and then could see the bed was pushed away from the window. The owner of the residence, Steve Colburn, arrived on the scene and allowed deputies to enter the residence, as he was the landowner with him. At that point, officers went to this bedroom and asked themselves, as officers told Miss Laws to come out. The report said they were able to locate her hiding inside of the box springs of the bed. When Miss Laws was out of the box spring, she began to complain of chest pains and being dizzy, so they did ask EMS to come and check her out. She was evaluated. Amber Jano Laws, 35, was transported to the Rome Medical Center as deputies followed as well to make sure she didn't run off. Mr. Coburn was served the notice to appear due to him being the property owner. So they are charging Miss Laws with evading arrest for her intentionally fleeing law enforcement by hiding in the bed. As part of paving for Rockwood has started in downtown Rockwood, the city streets, crews have been on the job in their second week now, according to city staff. Here's a list of streets that will be paved in the next couple of weeks, and a note for city leaders is that the entire street may not see pavement, but sections of that street are in dire need of new asphalt will get stripped and paved. Areas east already have been paved, but here's the latest list. John Street is set to go all the way to Bayless Avenue to cut past Bell Avenue. North Kingston Avenue to East Dunn Street will be paved, and then Cabot Lane. Now, to do the third list will be the northwest side of Rockwood. Black Hollow Road desperately needs paved all the way to Furnace Avenue and over to Tedder Street will be resurfaced. North Vine Avenue from Eblin Street to Creek Hill Lane will be resurfaced. The 900 block of North Wilder Avenue, Bates Street to North Front Avenue to Chamberlain Avenue. Community Center parking lot is going to get paved both in the Front Street side and also on the Chamberlain Avenue side and restriped. Kaufman Street to North Wilder Avenue to Lenore Avenue, and Harvey Street, North Wilder to Chamberlain Avenue. Just some of the streets still to be paved in Rockwood. That's the news. Back in a moment, you're back on history, weather, sports, and funeral announcements.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
I wish I would have been alerted about this rising water before now.
With HyperReach, this situation could have been avoided.
Did you know Roane County is threatened by many different hazards, including flooding, tornadoes, straight-line winds, as well as chemical or radiological incidents? HyperReach will send out emergency notifications directly to you regarding the imminent threat of natural and man-made disasters, as well as other public safety hazards.
Sign up at roancountytn.gov/OES or call 717-4116. Registration is quick, easy, and free. Take a few minutes of time now to avoid tragedy later.
Roane Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roane Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roane Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roane Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roane Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
The Harriman Utility Board provides electric, gas, water, and sewer services for the city of Harriman, as well as most of Roane and Morgan counties. Recent major projects include an upgrade of our 161 kilovolt electric substation. Another ongoing project is the rehabilitation of an antiquated sewer system, including an upgrade of our wastewater treatment plant. These projects will improve the quality and reliability of these services and meet state and federal requirements. For more information, visit our website at hub-tn.com or call us at 865-882-3242.
With so many places available to shop for a new car, people are often left wondering how to choose. Why not come to the place that's been providing excellent customer satisfaction for over 45 years, Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman? We are the only dealership in Tennessee to have won the Subaru Love Promise Award for 7 years in a row. Read our online reviews and you'll see that Earl Duff Subaru is the right choice for all your automotive needs.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
live here on TV 12. Thanks for joining us. A little issue with our look back on history today. Some computers still have to get some kinks worked out of them as we're still transitioning from one studio to the next, so bear with us. Everything should be back up and as normal as can be by the end of the week. As again, liking our new studio set here. Hope you are as well. Well, our radar indicates as we look outside studios, our camera live into the sky, right over the ridge there going toward Windrock. Nothing up there but a few clouds passing through. Some of those high cumulus clouds, of course, will make their way across the valleys. Our radar shows, again, some of those showers around the tops of the mountains, kind of floating along there. They're kind of dissipating as they hit the valley, so we don't expect much rain at all, even if any, here in the valley tonight. With that, mostly cloudy today, about 85 degrees. Well, I'm going to call it plenty of sunshine now. We've seen more sun than we have clouds today. Humidity 59%. The winds are calm. Barometric pressure steady, 30.23. Dew point 69. Did feel like 89 out there today with the heat index. So tonight mostly clear, about 69 degrees. Not bad. That's what we'll see probably the rest of the week for our overnight lows. There's a 40% chance of showers on your Tuesday afternoon, say after 2 o'clock, otherwise mostly sunny, and near 90 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, a 30% chance again of those pop-up storms continuing to be with us until about sundown, about 71 degrees tomorrow night as well. 30% chance of rain showers. Again, these are due to the daytime heating pop-up category on Wednesday afternoon, near 90 again. Heat index could be near 96 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, near 69. Thursday, sunny and hot, no rain mentioned, about 90 degrees. Clear skies near 70 Thursday night. 30% chance of more showers back in your forecast, about 91 for Friday. And then Friday night, partly cloudy and near 71. Slight chance of a shower late in the day on Saturday, otherwise hot and near 91. In sports tonight, the Tennessee Smokies dropped a 7-1 contest in the first game of the series against the Montgomery Biscuits at home at Smoky Stadium on Sunday afternoon. And for Tennessee, the loss broke a 3-game winning streak. Tennessee and Montgomery will meet again for the second game of the series tonight at 7. Matt Swarmer is expected to start for the Smokies. Also mentioning one big name will be there, Chris Bryant. The Cubs' third baseman and former Smokies player is expected to make a rehab appearance with Tennessee tonight as well. Now, Bryant is expected to be joined by Chicago pitchers Brian Duensing and Eddie Butler, who will also be making rehab appearances in Kodak tonight. LeBron James is leaving home for Hollywood, California, and an iconic team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the four-time NBA MVP announcing on Sunday night that he has agreed to a 4-year, $154 million contract with the Lakers, joining one of the league's most storied franchises and switching conferences to try and dethrone the Golden State Warriors and grow his own legacy for the second time in his career. James is saying goodbye to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who drafted him from Akron College back in 2003 and had be satisfied actually with just winning one title in the 11 years he played for the Cavaliers. Kyle Larson got the best of a stirring 3-wide charge to the checkered flag to claim his second straight series on Friday night at Daytona International Speedway, while he had Elliott Sadler raced side by side for the victory as they traveled down the front stretch. Justin Haley, however, suddenly darted to the inside and nosed in front of the finish to claim what he thought was his first win, but in the process of moving around Larson and Sadler, Haley's GNS Racing Chevrolet traveled below the yellow line that separates the racing surface from the track apron. NASCAR does rule forbid any driver to dip below the line to improve their position, which Haley clearly did. As a result, Larson was declared the winner with Sadler a close second, just 5 one-thousandths of a second behind. Haley's misfortune resulted in him being dropped to 18th place in the final running order as the last driver of the lead lap, with Larson, who recorded his third win of the season and 11th overall. Ricky Christopher Bell finished third with Ryan Blaney and Kaz Graylup completing the top 5. The big race there on Saturday as well, or Sunday, in the Daytona 400. About 20 cars got wiped out of that race. Time for our funeral announcements today before we end our newscast. Mr. Everett Massengale, 75 of Kingston, south of the river community, passed away Friday, July 6th, after being struck by lightning at home. He was gifted with true charisma and an unyielding work ethic. He combined both working as a telephone repairman for Bell South for 37 years and serving as a member of the Rome County School Board for some 28 years. He was a member of the United Methodist Church, survived by his wife Nancy Strange Massengale of Kingston, A daughter, Miss Terry, her husband, Roy Comer of Green Cove Springs, Florida. Son, Eric, his wife, Chrissy Massengill of Kingston. The family is receiving, friends, as we speak right now, up until 9 o'clock tonight at the Midway Middle School. Then the body will lie in state tomorrow from 1 till 2 at Kikers in Kingston, followed by the service at 2. Pastor Don Long, Zane Comer, Grayson Comer, and Pastor Gary Massengill officiating. Burr will be falling in the Kingston Memorial Gardens tomorrow afternoon, say around 3 o'clock, with military honors by the Honor Guard. Our condolences to the families. Mr. Massengill, again, was a great friend of ours and worked with us in the news. Never did back down from that question. We always tried to ask him about school board issues. Leonard Keith Sharp, age 83 of Andersonville, passed away Monday at his home. Actually, earlier today, he was a member of the Andersonville Baptist Church. Visitation will be Thursday, 5 till 7 at Andersonville Baptist Church. Dorothy Lorraine Posey, 82 of Harriman, passed away Sunday. Dorothy Posey died yesterday. Family to receive, friends, this Thursday, 6 till 8 at Kikers in Harriman. Funeral will be held Friday, 10 o'clock, with Nolan Moore officiating. Alice Roberts McKinney, age 98 of Emory Heights community of Harriman, passed away Saturday, July 7th at Harriman Care and Rehab. Family for Miss McKinney will be tomorrow, 2 o'clock at Emory Heights Cemetery. Davis Funeral Home will be serving the family. Larry Joe Phillips, age 63 of Clinton, former Kerrville resident, passed away peacefully on May 27th, surrounded by family. They will have a memorial service scheduled now for July 21st at Fellowship Baptist Church in the Beach Fork community of Kerrville at 2 o'clock, and Hatmakers will be in charge of those services. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a good evening. You deserve it. Back when we're news here on TV 12 as we get it and give it to you. For all those behind the scenes of Dudley Evans, have a pleasant evening. We'll see you tomorrow here on TV 12's Tuesday edition. Lord willing, until then, so long.
Away. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The countdown is on to find